Welcome for these sessions. So here with the big title you have here, the goal of the presentation is to show you how we can use OCI registry with something else as images in a secure way. So I will present you first a short introduction, then present how the container initiative specifications are, how to store images and artifacts, and how to attach artifacts into OCI registry. Then I will show you some use cases, how to store OCI registry artifacts, so see OCI registry as a storage, with some personas, and then I will conclude with some takeaways. So first of all, introduce myself. I'm Stefan Estegracias. I'm a Cloud Native Innovation Lead at ITQ, a consulting company that delivers multi-cloud solutions with advanced infrastructure and modern digital workspaces. For the community, I'm a CNCF ambassador and co-organizer of Cloud Native Luxembourg meetups. If you want to contact me, you can use this Cestegra handle on social networks or scan this code. So, first, OCI specification. So OCI means Open Container Initiative. This is a Linux Foundation project that defines 3 specifications. The first one, runtime specification, that defines how the container image runs on the host. Image specification that defines how an image is structured. And then distribution is specification define how to store and distribute your images along your platforms. Today, we will have a look on both image and distribution. First of all, distributions. So you need a registry. So registry basically is a service that defines HTTP API endpoint to push, pull images or artifacts from to the OCI registry and get some metadata. You will see just after this slide. So as a usual URL here, you have multiple parts on this URL. First, the registry, that is the host name where the registry is serving the repository, is the second part of the URL. And the last part is the reference. The reference can be a tag, that is a human-readable information, or a digest, that is the immutable information about the content. You can use both in the URL, but in that case, pay attention, only the digest is taken into account. So this information is only for human and immutability, so take care. I will have a look now in the next slides how the image is structured by defining with every element of an image. So first, tags. You can retrieve all the tags from a specific repository using Scopeo list tag, for instance, giving them as a JSON result the repository name and the tags. And the tags basically is a pointer to a manifest, and a manifest is a JSON metadata that defines the content it points to as well. So let's have a look of a manifest. You can get the manifest from any content on the registry by using Scopeo inspect, for instance, pointing to a specific reference on the repository. You will get a JSON result with multiple parameters. The most important one is media type, that defines the type of content of the manifest. So here is the image manifest. So whatever content we will store in the registry will be of media type image manifest, even if it's something else. You will see later in the presentation. And then there are 2 parts in the manifest that point the configuration of the image or the artifact that is stored in a blob. So it's a binary, and most of the time is a tarball inside the registry. And every layers that combine together create the container image, and basically is as well a tarball, and it points via the digest to the blob into the registry. If we have a look on the specific image here, use Scopeo inspect, you can see exactly as expected, the media type is the image manifest, and the config is the OCI image manifest, config, sorry, and then the layers is a content that is on compressed tarball format. So here it's the usual way of using the OCI registry with images. But with the new specification, the OCI specification, implement more how to put in the OCI registry whatever content you want. So to do so, I will just introduce something that is commonly used nowadays, is the mchart stored in the OCI registry. To store an mchart into the OCI registry, you can fetch whatever charts from whatever repository you want. So here is Cert Manager, so I download the tarball of Cert Manager here, and to push it to the OCI registry, you can use the mcli with push command to push it to a specific repository. As soon as you get the digest of it, you can install it using the same command you are used to, but replace here the chart pointing to the OCI registry, giving the full registry name, repository name, plus the version in the command line. And if we have a look on the manifest of this content, using Scopeo Inspect, as we did before, you can see it's exactly the same format, pointing to a configuration and layers. In the configuration, you see it's the mchart configuration. They will point exactly the chart YAML you get, and the layers will be the tarball, exactly the one you pushed in the previous command. So you see here, it's very convenient to use OCI registry to push artifacts, but in the to secure your environment, you have to attach some artifacts around your images and mchart, for instance, or whatever artifact you want to push on the OCI registry. To do so, we'll use the attached artifacts from the OCI specification. And basically, the attached artifact you use the most is signatures and attestation. So let's assume you have an OCI registry. You would like to push an image or an artifact. So all the process I will explain here will apply to image or artifact, whatever content. Here, I will push an image using Podman. So I build the image using Podman build and push the image with Podman push and gather the digest to be used later to sign it, because you have to sign an immutable version of the image. So with the signature, we will attach these signatures to the image to indicate to the registry that these two artifacts are linked together. To do so, we'll use cosign. So cosign will attach the signature we create here with this command, cosign sign. And here, I'm use the new specification for cosign by setting an environment variable plus the parameter registry referrer to OCI 11. By default, it will use a well-known tag we'll see later for the attestation that is ending with .sig with the digest of the content e-sign. And here you see all the information that cosign sign did. So he pushed, so first signed the content, pushed the signatures to the OCI registry, and then attach these signatures to the image. And if you want to see this hierarchy of information, you can use ORAS, that is a command line that manages to pull and push whatever content into the registry, as well as some tools to discover the content inside the registry. And here I see the hierarchy of content. The image on top is a tree-like dump here, and you see the signatures digest here is the same as we get from the previous command line. And now, if we have a look on the manifest of this signature, the manifest of the signature is the same format or whatever artifact. The only thing that change is the config media type and the layer media type that link to cosign definition. So here, we attach the signature. Now, let's attach some attestation. So attestation can be SALSA, provenance, vulnerability scanning, all the package that are present in the image, for instance. To do so, I will use 3v image command line with the format cosign vulnerability and export the software bill of material file, that is a huge JSON file. Use cosign cosign attest command line with the software bill of material JSON file and push it to OCI registry. and then using cosine tree. So here, instead of using the OCI 1.1 specification, it still use the well-known tag specification, here using .att with the prefix as the digest of the image. And here with cosine tree, you see this relationship between the image and this attestation. So like that, you can push whatever content into the registry and then get the same format for every content with a manifest that's pointing information about config and layers. Config and layers are stored into the registry as blob. Most of the time, config is a JSON file and layers are a tarball. And you see here the relationship between the attestation, signatures, and image are easily retrievable from the OCI registry API using tools like Cosine or Horace. So now you see how that every content can be set into OCI registry. Let's have a look now, some use cases about how to use OCI registry as a storage with specific personas. So let's introduce some personas here. So Dave is a platform engineer of this session. There is as well some developers. So here Alice is a developer of whatever Kiwi application. This guy, Bobs, is a developer that developed WebAssembly applications named Grapes. And then, because we need AI on every talk, Charlie is a data engineer that is managing AI application. So before that, we need a platform. So Dave, as a platform engineer, needs to bootstrap this platform. So here the goal of the presentation is not to create this platform, so I will go fast in the configuration of this platform. To do this platform, it will use this toolbox, so the OCI specification we already see, Forgero as a Git repository, Arbor as a OCI registry, Sigstore to secure the supply chain, Tekton as well for the supply chain management, Helm for the packaging, KCL Lang to create the Kubernetes manifest by code, and Kubernetes to manage the policy engine, and then Horace to push whatever content into the OCI registry. So it's an opinionated platform by Dev. So here, first of all, you need to install and prepare the OCI registry and upload the required component to the OCI registry. Here, it's a private environment, so you need it to get everything into the private registry. Bootstrap the platform to install the required component. Prepare the Git repository for pipeline runs, and platform definitions, and then bootstrap the GitOps operator. So the GitOps operator, I missed it on the list, is FluxCD. So we'll use FluxCD as a GitOps operator, but instead of using Git as a trust store, we will use OCI registry as a trust store. So the GitOps operator will fetch information from the OCI registry instead of Git reserver. So first of all, we need to install the private registry. So we'll use Dave decide to use Arbor as a private registry, so install Arbor. Then, from a secured and trusted source of information, of image and charts, so be sure you select your images and charts from a trusted and secure source, because a public registry is the Far West. Then verify the signatures and verify attestation, such as SALSA attestations, software bill of materials, vulnerability, etc., for all of tools that were in the toolbox. So assume you install everything on the Arbor registry and everything is safe. Then, because we need to validate some policy, here, basically, every content that will be deployed on the platform needs to come from this OCI registry. So we use here Kubernetes that basically deploy policy into the registry that are WebAssembly modules that are stored as artifacts into the OCI registry. Then upload the Tekton bundle. So the Tekton bundle will be used by the pipelines for Tekton. And the bundle is basically a list of resources inside the YAML file that is pushed into the registry. The same for the KCL module. So KCL is a programming language that creates configuration for whatever Kubernetes manifest. And the module, so the package to reuse for developing this configuration, can be pushed as well in the OCI registry to distribute the module you developed. So now we have all the basic the core component for the platform. So let's bootstrap the platform and install the required component. So you still have here the registry in smaller parts, in smaller view. But here we deploy all the components in the platform, then deploy everything we required for the pipeline and the policy admission controller plus the KCL run that comes from every things we already push on the OCI registry. And then to use this platform, you need to push the code and the configuration on Git. So prepare everything from 4.0 Git server. Here, Dave will develop some Tekton pipeline to create all the CI required to use the platform afterwards. He used Tekton modules for doing so, and he creates as well some pipeline runs to trigger the pipeline to run inside the platform. So now that everything is there to run, you need to define the configuration of the platform, so the set of Kubernetes manifests that will be deployed by the GitOps operator that define all the environment that the developer will use later on. So his name platform definition here. So it's basically an OCI repository artifact from Flux to fetch the OCI from the OCI registry all the artifacts you want to use and all the configuration you want to use. The Helm release to deploy Helm charts, and then the customization to deploy whatever Kubernetes configuration, like CRDs or basic Kubernetes manifest. And this, to simplify the development, he uses as well KCL Flux module that is stored into the OCI registry as well. And then push as well some pipeline runs that is related to the deployment of these resources. So now we have everything in place. We can bootstrap the GitOps operator. So GitOps operator is here Flux, and we configure Flux to use OCI registry as a trust store. So we need to, because we link 4.0 webhook to Tekton triggers, it triggers the run of the pipeline runs. So the pipeline runs is created in the Kubernetes clusters, run the pipeline that points to the pipeline, the pipeline runs that point to the pipeline, that use a Tekton bundle into the OCI registry. And then this run will deploy everything. First, push and sign the platform definition pipeline and pipeline runs that were created by Dev beforehand. And then, how to do so, we can use the Flux push artifact command line using the path containing all the artifact, all the definition you want, and pointing to a specific repository here using the Flux CLI. Then you get a digest of this content, and as every artifact you push on the OCI registry, you can sign it with cosign and verify the signature with cosign tree. Then for the bundle from Tekton, you can use Tekton CLI bundle push using a repository as well, pointing to the bundle that contains all the definition you want to have in this bundle. And as usual, you get a digest and sign it as every artifact on the OCI registry. Now, the GitOps operator is ready to bootstrap. So before that, remember the WebAssembly-based policy management kubevardon. He has an admission controller here that is linked to a policy stored in the OCI registry. This policy is telling that don't use any content that comes from something else that the Arbor registry, and verify the signatures of every artifact will be deployed into the platform. And let's assume that the verification is OK. So the GitOps operator will deploy by fetching the content from the OCI registry, all the platform definition, and all the environment that the user will consume later. So now we have the platform, so let's consume the platform. The first consumer of the platform is the platform engineer himself. So Dave can use the platform we create to continue to populate the platform regarding the requirement of the developers, for instance. So we can develop the kubevardon policy, create the kubevardon policy and kubevardon pipelines, policy there, push them to the Git repository, and because we have the Git triggered the pipeline run, it will push and sign this to OCR registry. The GitOps operator will pull this information after verification from the nation control. And to do so, we use the kubevardon CLI to push the content as regular repository in the OCR registry. And because it's whatever artifact, you can sign it afterwards. But before, we need as well to deploy the admission controller using Flux. So admission controller is defined with specific CRD, and Flux can push it to the registry to be fetched afterwards by the GitOps operator, using the specific things as well. And as every content, you can sign them from the registry. It can develop as well KCL module. So here is the same process. And here, KCL mode push is being used to push content into the OCR registry. And as usual, there are as well some configuration CRD that need to be deployed in the OCR registry. We use as well Flux push artifacts to do so. And as usual, we sign them with cosine sign. You can as well develop Tekton bundle. In the same way, we push the Tekton bundle in the Git repository trig pipeline run. The pipeline run push and sign the content into the OCR registry, and etc. You get the point. Here you use Tekton bundle push to the OCR registry, the bundle. You already see this command line just before, and then sign it as usual. So as a result, here, you have multiple content into the OCR registry that are not only images. Now, for the developer point of view, you can use this platform and use OCR registry there. As a usual developer, you already know that you can use it to code and develop your environment, create mchart, etc. And the pipeline that will run there will push and sign the configuration required to deploy this application, then the mchart, etc. And you can use the command you already see at the beginning of the presentation, and then sign them, all of three, the binary, the image, the chart, and the configuration to deploy the application inside the OCR registry, and sign all of three with cosine sign. So at the end of the day, this GitOps operator deploy the content inside the repository as other content, and the application is deployed. So for Bob, that developed the WebAssembly application, is the same process as Alice, but here he uses as well WebAssembly modules that are stored in the OCR registry as well, using the WebAssembly package tools, and use the WebAssembly command line to push the content, and then sign the content. And the rest here, for the application itself, is the same process as Alice. For Charlie, she is developing AI application, so she needs to have an AI model that she trained. Then you will push this OCI model to the OCR registry for this application to use this AI model inside the Kubernetes clusters. For this, she will use Horace to push the model into the OCR registry, and use Horace library to use this model from the application running inside the Kubernetes cluster. And as usual, we'll use cosine to set the bill of material for AI model. Nowadays, AI have some issue with bias, etc. So to have an attestation that content the document they use, the configuration, etc., you can set it to create an AI bill of material and attach it with attest, as we see before in the beginning of the presentation. And as usual, you can see with cosine tree the relationship. So then they deploy the application as Alice and Bob did, and the application will use the model from the OCR registry. So you see, content of OCR registry are not just images or charts, but can be whatever you need for your applications, and everything can be signed, and we can add as well attestation to prove the provenance, the vulnerability or whatever information you need to put on attestation. So as a conclusion, you will see, is my opinion, so more and more the OCR registry will be used for something else than just images. And I see this as well in the common features for the OCR registry clients. First, Podman will implement in the next version the possibility to mount whatever OCR artifact as a volume. And Kubernetes version 1.33, the next one that will pop up, will as well a beta version do the same as a read-only image coming from the OCR registry to mount as a read-only volume on the pod. For instance, the Cloud Native PG team will manage the Postgres extension by using this a specific OCI artifact per extension instead of compiling them into the core images. It's exactly what they do for now, and so it's complex to do custom images for Postgres. With this solution, it will be easier to get multiple extensions coming from multiple OCI artifacts and mount them as a read-only inside the pod. So you see here, OCR registry can be used as a secured storage, popping up whatever content you need. So here it was just a demonstration of some tools that already leverage OCR registry as a storage, and you can secure them by using the attach artifact features to sign and add attestation into whatever artifact you put on the OCR registry. And because you get this signature in the platform, you can run a policy engine that has here this kubeverdon that use policy that are stored in the OCR registry and verify the signatures before deploying it to the platform. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to ask now.